Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Okay. Hmm. Uh, I didn't come in to today thinking I was going to buy too much new. So if you guys have stocks you want me to look at, the only one I was looking at was SYM, and this thing just ripped right out of the gate. So I'm being a little patient, seeing if I can get a pullback. Two, I've got three stocks that I'm really keeping an eye on. SoundHound. Man, my internet keeps going. Okay, you should be able. Can you see my screen? Yeah. So if you have stocks you want me to take a look at, let me know. But there's only a few that I'm paying attention to. I'm already in a few things. Um, this was one I really wanted to get. So if I can get a little, that might even be good enough, actually. What's the low of the day? 51.79. Okay. Not going to be too greedy. Just keeping an eye on this right now because I'd really like to get a position in this. This is the only thing that I'm paying attention to right now that I want to trade. And let's see. 3 to 1. I would like it to pull back a little bit, but I don't want to be too greedy. There's no crazy volume coming in. So, man, why does my monitor keeps doing that? Where it flashes in and flashes out. Hold on. Okay. So, stop sharing my screen real quick. And we're going to share this one over here. Trading view. There we go. Okay. A little bit of technical difficulties here, guys. Okay, there we go. All right. So, we're still in IONQ. That thing looks great. Dave looks good. BitX taking a little bit of a beat down, but it's a decent push away from our stop loss. I need to check on the nuclear stocks. Oh, wow. Okay. So I bought this one in my longer term portfolio. That's a 10-hour trade. That's nice. And then any looking great. So a few of them that I'm looking at that I just couldn't find an entry on. Serve, this was one that I really liked. Soundhound, this one I still like. I like them both. I just need them to reset and give me a good entry point. But right now they're not offering good entries. So I'm kind of just waiting and being patient on those. Um, Dave looks good. Just need it to break through $30 or 230. Uh, IONQ, this one looks great. I mean, we're still up 12R on the trade. Great looking chart showing relative strength. Sim, yeah, this one we're just gonna have to see if we can get some. Need to make sure I set an alert. Usually when it breaks out, it'll give you a little bit of a pullback, and I'd like to get one so then I can buy more of this or I don't have a position. I'd like to buy some. Um, it's just it kind of broke this pivot. I was hoping ideal entry was right here, and so I don't want to chase it too much. but it looks good. The nuclear stocks are doing great. I should probably make sure that I'm managing that stuff. If you guys have charts you want me to take a look at, post them in the chat. But I think this thing might run without us, actually, unfortunately. Okay, I got an alert for run as well. So let's take a look at run. Okay, run is trying to break out. Let's check the other solars. Yeah, FSLR is trying to break out. So run. Let's see. How's the volume? There's no volume coming in. It's not that great. Yeah, I'd really like Sim, but it might just leave us in the dust. Idea here is I'd like to take it at low of day, or not take it at low, or enter closer down here. I think this is headed for a new all-time high, and fill that gap. This is a really, really clean chart. We had a great setup going into yesterday. I was too slow on the trigger. I was a few minutes off getting on the charts. And then E breaking 40. I probably should take off some on that. Let's see. No, I'm gonna keep it. CCJ coming back to life a little bit. Definitely lagging compared to everything else. MP bought at 66, sell. So this is where we want to make sure we have a plan before we enter. So this one, no, I would not sell this thing. This is broke this downtrend, came off the 50. This looks great. No reason to sell this thing. Um, yeah, that one looks great. Absolutely no reason to sell. Uh, it depends on how much you risk. So, like, where was your stop loss? Let's start there. 63. Okay, so $3 stop. So if we go to MP and you bought at 66, which was a good entry for sure. So yeah, you're up 2 to 1 right now. So what you could do is take off a third, take off half, whatever you prefer, and then trail the rest and let it run. This is one of the market leaders, so this should, in theory, go make a new all-time high. It's a market leader. You want to trade that as a market leader and let it go. So yeah, that looks great. So I would trim some, at most half, and then let the rest go. And so one thing I'm noticing here is robotics are setting up. So serve SYM, if you don't know what this is basically a what would you call it? A they basically allow in warehouses to fund or to create jobs for robots in warehouses. So they provide robots to like Walmart, Target, and they work within the warehouses. These robots do. And so this is within, and then they do some AI processing. And so this is well within the theme of the market. Um, so yeah, that's what this is. So let's see what the market's doing. And so robotics also, Serve is breaking out, having a huge breakout. Probably should have taken it over prior day high yesterday, but I was looking for us to print an inside week. I definitely could have taken it over last week's high. So, and that would have been a great entry point, but extended. Okay, so Dave is having a little trouble at 30, 230. Uh, Run, I'm just not too interested in this one. It's got a lot of baggage. It's not a leader. NXT, anyone that took that one, yeah, that this is the leader here. This is the first one to break out. That's the best looking one. So, uh, congrats to anybody that took that. So Island Q working on making a new high. NNE. This thing looks like it's ready to make a new all-time high. So I sold half of it yesterday and I'm trailing the rest currently. Soundhound. So this one, this is pretty interesting. This is within the AI theme as well. Um, Basically, they produce the automated systems, AI voice systems for different companies. So like if you go through the drive-through and they're ordering and you have like a happened to me the other day actually. Um, and they're like ordering for they take the order rather than it being a person. So there's a lot of jobs being replaced by these companies here. And their revenue growth is huge. It's the year over year, so they just keep pounding money into these different companies, and it's kind of making it a little more difficult to turn a positive EPS, but they're definitely performing well. One of the ones I was looking at was Spot. That one's doing okay. Can we get a little bit more? Come on. Give me 20 cents, 30 cents. IONQ, almost trading at a new high. Dave, come on, Dave. Give us something good. Now, this one I think could be a huge, huge trade. I don't really understand the business model that well. Um, like they provide uh like banking services, help people budget. The only thing that I see that is like a true attraction is they provide money to like a $500 incentive fee to get started with them. Like, hey, if you get started with us, we'll give you a $500 cash advance. And then they help people budget, but I don't know how, like I budget, but I don't know how many people are like, oh, I can't wait to budget. Like, and their focus is on low income communities. So I don't know, but their revenue growth is insane. So we kind of just have to go along the lines of this is a well-performing company that has very strong growth. And you can just see here, each time we have a weekly squeeze, like we see 228% return. Um, Here, what is that? 231% return. So I'm like, so if this hits and breaks out and we just get a move back to the previous high, it's a 8R trade. So it's a great looking setup there. Sorry, I keep going back to this because I'm really stalking this, hoping that it will give us a pullback entry or something that I can. NNE is just ripping. LEU is probably, yeah, that thing's ripping too. New all-time highs on this one. So this was a very clean setup as well. I sold half here, just trailing the rest. Yeah, Soundhound is ripping. Yeah, it's all these small caps are just going insane right now. Soundhound is ripping. Serve is absolutely going insane. Um, Makes me think all the more reason to buy this. I think Robo is one that's actually performing well. Um, this is the robotics ETF. This one has a pretty good setup and very, very strong chart. What is the high on NNE? 48. Okay, so it's got $7 more. BitX, this one just gapped down. I chased the gap up and I used our stop losses here. So we've got a decent distance. Not what I like to see, but it is what it is. Lemonade, there's nothing I can do with that one there. AGX, I missed this one yesterday. I was too busy doing or trading other things. This one had a great breakout above resistance, clean flag, bounced right off the 21. Urban, this one's probably going to print an inside week. And so I want to keep an eye on that. Last weekly squeeze, 57% return. So definitely want to keep an eye on that. This one, if it can break out, that's the clear resistance. And I think that it could be a blow off top if we break there. So a huge base being formed here. Run, I'm not going to trade. Zeta, this one has a monthly setup, monthly squeeze. That one looks good. That one, I'm late to the party. I'm going to call it a miss. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, how's OKLO doing? Yeah, OKLO up another 12% today. CCJ, this thing is acting up. Do you guys have any charts you want me to take a look at? Anything you want me to go over? Right now, I'm just keeping an eye on like this may be an inside day on SPY. There's not really too much to say, honestly. There's not too much to do. I'm waiting to see if I can get an entry on SYM. Just kind of got to be patient, but this one looks excellent, especially with serve breaking out as well. So I'm trying to get an entry on this one and see if I can get a good entry on it. So, do you guys have charts you want me to take a look at? Anything you want me to review? Because other than that, I'm just stalking an entry on this, and we're holding IONQ, which is up 65% ish. Dave, we're waiting for the breakout. We're green on that one. Serve, I think I just missed. That one's a miss. So I went, so here I'll start with NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I'd wait for a buy signal for it to set up. And then I'd like to see an inside day maybe on this, and then a breakout to take it long. That's what I would be hoping for NVIDIA. Right now it's in this downtrend. I'd like it to break that before I go long, because that's what this was right here. You see it's the lower highs and lower lows. Same thing here. And so if it can break and trend higher, I would like that much better. Uh, okay, so then IONQ, I sold half just above 50. A little less than half, about 40% above 50. I'm holding the rest. Got a half size position. About 60% of my position, I'm still holding. So, yeah. And then I'm gonna trail it based on the 9. This is a fast mover, so I'm going to use the 9 EMA to trail this position. So yeah, this has been one of my bigger winners this year. This one, Baba has been a huge win for me back in here, where we bought it back in here. Uh, Yin, another one, another one that's been a pretty big win for me. Um, so nuclear stocks have been really good. I put my longer term portfolio, like last week, half of it into this, into not NNE but nuclear stocks. LEU was my biggest position. I'm in half now, and I'm just trailing the rest. So I sold half here. And yeah, so when it's a runaway market like this, you sell half into an R multiple. Typically, what I'm looking for is three or four. That's what I did for I1Q. I think it was three. And then that's it. Yeah, then I trail the rest based on a moving average, and I backstop it. So like my backstop on I1Q, just in case it blows past the nine, I think I've got it at 52 or something. And then it's just trailing based on the nine. So ideally, I'd like to see this flag a bit and then continue higher. But right now, we can see 70 is a pretty clear resistance. So yeah, Sim pulling back a bit. All right, guys. Is that all the questions you have for me? Because that's all I'm going to go over for now. Amazon. Yeah, I talked about. Yeah, so uh break out of this range looks great. It's getting really tight, and honestly, I'd like it to have an inside day today. That would be ideal. That'd be a really great setup. I'd prefer that. Um, and then if we can get an inside day, even if we don't, I think it's a good entry above uh yesterday's high. Just joined Tesla. Tesla was the one that got away. I got IONQ, I got all the nuclears. Tesla was the one that got away from me. I bought it at TSLL at 12, which was somewhere around $300 on SPY, or I mean on Tesla, but yeah, this one is just the one that got away. Um, you're too late on this one. If you're in it, good. Hold. Trim some and hold. But if you're not, there's nothing to get into right here. It's too late. Missed the boat. It's already made its move. Um, it's I think it's headed for a new all-time high, but you got to wait for it to reset and set back up. It had a daily buy. That was your entry right there. Here was a little tough because it gapped up, but here was your entry right there. Let's take a look at the stuff that's top performing. Yeah, it's all nuclear. All nuclear. Let's see. Okay, volume coming in. Pretty good. SMR. Yeah, SMR is starting to break out. Maybe we'll want to. This is still a laggard, but we've got a weekly setup here. We've got this tight range. So if it can break out of this range, I think that's a great looking setup. Um, the data miners are doing well, which is annoying because Bitcoin should be doing well if they're, or vice versa. Hims has got a setup that I'm paying attention to. Just don't necessarily have an entry right now. Ah, Jim, I hope you're still in this one. This was a great trade. I completely forgot about this after the gap up. Tight range, it gapped up, should have taken it right here on this day. That should have been the entry point. Um, and that ended up being a really nice trade. So clean breakout. Forward. This is getting really tight. Hood. Hood still trying to do its thing. Yeah, so okay. I think that's all I've got here. Um, any other charts you want me to take a look at, or are you guys good to go? Sold it at 207.50. You mean 107.50? Why did you sell all of it? Could have held that. You're not stupid. And that's what most people do. Um, just the goal is to get a good entry, a tight risk to reward entry. So then when it breaks out and it makes the move you're looking for, you sell half and then you just trail the rest. And then that's how you can get those asymmetrical gains. Because if you're always taking profit at 2 to 1, 3 to 1, whatever it is, it could be a good system, but you're never going to have those huge, big wins if you're not letting the trade work out. Because you have no idea how this is a momentum leader. If you go back in time, this is a stock that has gone up 400% in 75 bars. So like 1 quarter. It went up 75 or 400% in 1 quarter. So who's to say it won't do it again? Right now, or even go 100%. Right now it's up 15%. So and then where's the high? The high is here, 28%. Always look at the move that happened before, the move that preceded this most recent entry, right? Like here, it wasn't really a momentum leader, but then here you can see something changed. And I bet you if we look, it was probably okay. It was probably an acceleration of revenue. Yeah, you can see they turned positive in 2022. And then look at their revenues, nothing. But it was 2022, they turned positive, and look at this turnaround. So obviously something changed between 2024. This must have had news or something. Okay, it was this earnings report that changed it. And then look at this most recent quarter compared to the prior. It must have had something really good. Anyways, that's what I'm saying. Let it play out. Okay, great. Yeah, we'll review your trade plan coming up. But yeah, okay. So this thing might leave without us. It almost got back to my pullback entry, not quite. So it might have been a mistrade. So let's see. Soundhound may set up again for us. Serve pulling back a bit. Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on this SYM, guys. That's it. That's all I'm keeping an eye on. So um any other questions? Anything that you want to go over? Because that's it for me. I'm just keeping an eye on SYM. This is my the trade that I'm looking to get into and pick up. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll talk to you soon and see you in the chat.